Did you know that only 20% of people actually keep their New Year's resolutions? You don't want to be part of the top 20%? Come on. This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Welcome. This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Today is January 4th, 2021. Happy 2021, everybody. We are so excited to have you here with us. This is a stream where we don't just entertain. We try to connect you with people. We try to connect you with information. We try to educate. And all of this is provided to you in the context of the mortgage banking world, politics, business, regulation. We bring it all together and we try to provide helpful information to you. If you have any questions, you have any comments, you have any items that you want addressed, down in the description below the YouTube channel, there is my contact information. You can text me, you can email me. We'll try to get any appropriate topics that you send in and questions you send in answered and on this live stream and get all of that information over to you. A couple of shouts out to some very dear people to me as we get rolling in here this opening to this brand new year. Laura Brandeo, thank you, Laura. Happy New Year to you. Such wonderful, a bright, shining star out there, and it's great to see you. Kevin Peranio, Kevin also just one of the guiding lights in this industry, and we are so glad to see you as always. And I'll tell you guys, there's so many wonderful people. Stacy Shaw, Manfred Ladron de Guevara, Chad Hargrave, Julie Gross, Brent Duhame. Just an amazing group of people that are in this industry and that are important people in my life and important people in this entire economy as the housing market continues to keep the economy alive. Happy 2021. Vaccinations are rolling out slowly, admittedly, but they are rolling out. My mom is eligible. She's over 65. She told me last night that she's going to be over getting her vaccination this week. That's fantastic news. As soon as they let me in the door, I'm going in for mine as well. I get a flu shot every year. Haven't been sick in years. Knock on wood. It will continue. But I'm definitely eager and excited that this is finally a chance that we get this pandemic under control. In addition to all the other protections that we take, in addition to the social distancing, etc., now we also have some medical solutions coming our way too. Let's get this economy moving. By the way, we're hiring. I mentioned this in the last live stream too. We at my law firm, Garris is hiring. They're hiring over first line compliance too. So if you know of any good attorneys out there, especially ones that are looking and are in the know a lot about the mortgage world, in particular, we are looking for them. But our firm is also growing in different ways as well. And so if you know somebody who is looking for a home, now if you're working for a client, that's a different issue, and that's not something we're interested in. But if you are not, or if you know somebody who is out there looking, let me know because we have some opportunities available. There is a new law passed. Hopefully you are aware of this already, but there were some threats and some machinations going on between both houses of Congress and the current administration. But there is a $2.3 trillion bill that was signed into law by President Trump. The Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021 was just signed. $900 billion of that includes coronavirus relief, and so that should continue to help as the people who are and the businesses who are struggling and have been more vastly affected by this economy. There is a lot of relief coming from that bill. There's also another bill that's sitting around going through the percolations through the houses of Congress. This is the Cash Act. And that would provide some additional stimulus in the form of coronavirus relief. In particular, it would raise payments to individuals from $600 to $2,000. Again, just an injection at a time when the economy needs it. I will say this though, and I'm a fiscally and financially conservative individual personally myself. These dollar figures that we're talking about, think about what we're talking about. $2.3 trillion is what was just passed. And that's on top of what we had back in March and April of 2020. Fortunately, 2020, now we can say last year. That is a good thing. But we are going to have to take this into account, and we're going to have to, there's the saying, don't fight the Fed. And I think that applies here. This is helpful injection of funds into the economy, but somebody's going to have to pay that at some point, and we got to keep that in mind. We are 16 days away. Today is January 4th. We're 16 days away from the swearing in of soon-to-be President Biden. Again, there's a little bit of noise out there about how something else might happen. The noise tends to be that. It seems to me. There's always, I guess, the wild chance that something different could happen, but everything it's hard to slow this train down. And so that is just 16 days away. What I mean by that, really, getting away from the political side of it, is that there will be new people coming into the offices in the various departments and agencies at the CFPB. There will be new people in all these different agencies, and there will be a bit of a lag in terms of people that are making the decisions at the political appointee level, and so we will have to wait and see what direction that heads in. There's also a lot of talk about additional taxes that might be imposed, and nobody quite knows, of course, where that will go. Tomorrow, in fact, is the Georgia election for the Senate. 2 senators up, and that will probably determine a fair amount of whether there is an ability of any kind for Republicans to force changes into any legislation that the Democrats might put forward through the blockage in the Senate. If the Democrats are able to pull off a victory in both those seats, they would have the ability to run through legislation that they think makes sense, and that could be a dramatic effect. In fact, on the business front, there were a number of deals that I was working on over this past, especially in December, and there were a number of people that were talking about wanting to do a deal by the end of 2020 because they were afraid that there might be new taxes coming in 2021. So there were a lot of deals that got done during that period. And, congratulations to the people who managed to close those deals, and hopefully that works out for everybody. I will say that there are a lot of deals going on right now, and even now, and this just seems to be a hot market for that, both in mortgage or both in the mortgage company space and other spaces also. Mortgage applications were up slightly last week the last week of December, and that is good news. They're up slightly though. They have been up pretty measurably from year over year, but up slightly. Loans in forbearance, however, also up slightly, and that is a bit of bad news, of course. It's not up sharply, but it is up to 5.49% of the portfolios out there. Another aspect, another side note here in the business side is that pending home sales are actually down slightly in November from the month prior, although year over year they're up in the 16% range, according to NAR. And so that's helpful information, and it's a good, positive, upbeat information, so don't take that too negatively. But I will say that there seems to be some sort of a plateauing of sorts in the pending home sales numbers. Of course, this is December and January, February being some of the slowest months, generally speaking, cyclically, historically, in the housing market anyway. This is not something to be alarmed about, but it is something to watch. I will also say that end of year, just as it is in a lot of transition periods between administrations, end of year there was a lot of activity with some of the agencies, CFPB included. We're not going to get into much of that right now, but I will say that there were a lot of different actions that the CFPB and matters that the CFPB was trying to wrap up by the end of the year. We'll discuss some of these in later episodes and talk to you about some of what we see potentially coming from a new CFPB director as that person comes into, gets nominated and then confirmed by the Senate as that progresses. And we assume that it won't be the same CFPB director. But that's where we're going to wrap it up today, because there's a lot more to talk about. But I like to keep these to a reasonable length so that you can get the information, you can have it with you, you can take it, you can move on and use it in your business life. Again, be part of that 20%. If you made a New Year's resolution, keep it. Be part of that 20%. People don't seem to think of it that way. It's only 20%. Be part of that 20%. You know you can. You know you want to. All you got to do is implement what you think you need to do, and do that in your health life. A lot of people, of course, do that for health reasons, new physical routines, and so on. But also in your business life. Make 2021 the best single year to date, and next year will be better even. Thank you for all the support. Again, my friends out there, just some of the many people: Jeff Boland, Heather Sanchez, Jim McGee, James Ninney, Chris Taman. Again, just so many wonderful people. Ed Muckerman. Ed, great to see you here. Doreen Gusar. I got a bunch of, there's just too many people to name. I got a bunch of texts and emails and so on over the holidays too, and people just sending their love, and I sent mine to you. Good luck, everybody. Let's make this year completely great. This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Peace out.